So we're rolling.
Copy.
We're back with another episode of Wasted Podcast. Shout out to you if you're listening on Spotify or if you're watching on YouTube. My name is Ant.
Cool hands.
I'm Zeke, but you can call me Ezekiel.
There we go. We got another photographer on the scene. You know what I'm saying? We started this with photographers.
Yeah.
And kind of ventured into other fields. But, you know, it's always dope when we get photographers because it's like we get to see like the different, you know, lens of how somebody works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how how we followed each other, but somehow, you know, I ended up seeing you
I think
work.
it was Puma.
Oh yeah, you worked with Puma too?
Yeah, I did something with Puma. It didn't come out as good as I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Because it was just so random. I didn't think I was gonna get the damn camera. It was just like boom.
That's how they
so,
were.
And then
right?
I couldn't find anybody, so I had to find one of my homies from like my hometown, and I was like, "Yo, you size 12? Like, I need somebody to shoot." And he did his thing.
Word.
So
Hold on. What picture?
it was the South Beach joints, the South Beach colorway.
Was that the one you probably did with Bradley? I think.
I thought that was the latest one.
The video one, I think, right? When they sent you like the
VHS, yeah. Oh, you didn't get you only got the camera.
I did the
little point
and shoot.
The disposable.
Yeah, like the first promo.
Okay.
I know. So, yeah, the first one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess it was since then.
That's that because I was following somebody that followed you.
Yeah. And
then I saw that y'all were sharing like each other's stories, and I was like, "Yo, I was like, this dude's work is dope." And then you did that video, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and that's when I followed you. And then you had the page too.
Yeah.
So now I followed that as well. It's been about 2 years now, I think.
Oh shit, it's been a minute, yo.
I'm telling you, social media is crazy, bro.
Crazy, bro.
Like you can follow people for like so many years, not meet them, and then when you meet them, it's so different.
That is crazy.
Like I fake know you. Already.
Yeah, like literally, I fake know you. Like it's weird, bro. It's so strange.
That is strange, bro. Like it's like it wasn't like that back in the day. Like people, you knew each other, but like now it's like you could know somebody like across the country type shit too.
Right. Like that's the furthest you could do it with that was probably back in the day. Like if you know somebody from the town, like from a town over, it's like, oh, that's that guy from Lakeville, you know, some shit like that. Yeah. He gets like a reputation that precedes him, but now it's just like you don't even have to follow somebody to know of them or of their work, you know.
Right.
Dude, sometimes I think on a few occasions I went to a few events and like I meet people in person and like we exchange information and we follow each other already. And, like, I never met them in my life like that. And sometimes like you're just like, wow, like it's just so weird, man.
But that's also I feel like a New York type thing too. When, like not exclusively, but like I remember we be going out, like we haven't been out like that in events like that in a while, but in the beginning, like you end up like seeing somebody, maybe like you actually talk, but then you end up finding out you've been following them, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the same, it depends on what you do too. I feel like photographers, you're going to certain events, you see the same stuff.
True.
Same people are hosting the thing, same people are showing up.
Right.
So it's like you probably like just are unaware that you probably already follow them.
It's so weird, bro.
Yeah, but
years ago, I would have never thought. Like I used to just follow mad random people, but like now it got to the point where you can actually still have like some type of relationship with people online. Never see them in your life, but still like it's all love. And then like now with the video and all this other stuff, and it's crazy. Like the connection you can have with people from thousands of miles away is so weird.
Crazy.
It's strange. Man.
That is crazy.
Like,
and
then
you
really think about it, it's just
that's a fact. Like speaking of like after the Puma thing, like what would you do? Like because that was a while ago. What were you doing in between that? Because recently I saw you worked with the Kid Super thing, right?
Yeah. I actually worked on set as a PA on that shoot, which is crazy.
Like, what led you to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, like I've been wanting to make like films since I was like a kid.
Yeah.
You know, like I've always had that kind of creative mind. I used to just roam the woods and like pretend I was in a movie. My toys, I was playing like I had movie titles for them. Every time I played with a toy. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I always wanted to do it. But for the photography perspective, it was like my mom. Like she's a photographer.
Nice.
And then like she never really like did what she wanted to do with it. So like as I got to like I would say like 18, I was like, you know what, like pick up the camera for a little bit, see what happens. I took a photography class. It was analog. It wasn't even digital yet.
Oh, wow.
Like digital cameras were still like, what, almost two grand in 2013, or not even 2011.
Right.
So there were still like film cameras out there. You know what I'm saying? That were just not even like 6 years old.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
Crazy.
Man, it's crazy. And then after a while, I actually hit somebody up. I wanted to do BTS, and then BTS turned into me doing PA work for like, I think it was a little Tekka video and it didn't even get released.
Oh damn!
But the song was dope. It came out in his last album actually.
Okay. How did you get in touch with like? You just knew somebody.
Shout out Jagger, because I met him South by Southwest 2017. We went on like a little tour.
That's in Texas?
Yeah, in Texas, Austin, which is dope. Met him there. You know, he met the whole team. Like, I was a part of this group, Basement. Shout out them. Shout out Chris, my boy Fossil. I was doing photography then, doing video work then. Like, I did stuff. Like, I did like a ski mask show. Rob Banks, ski mask.
Florida, a lot of Florida.
Yo, dude, it was crazy. Bill Saber was there. I don't know if everybody remembers him. He was like a really big dude. Like, they did like the, same kind of like really dark Suicide Boy sound. He used to have like the horns and his dreadlocks. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was dope. What's his name? Oh, Ronnie J. Ronnie J was there.
Yeah.
This show was in Philly, like 2017. Yeah, man. So like, did that. I actually ordered my first camera backstage that day. Wow. The camera that I still have right now. Which
one is it?
Yeah.
A T6. Actually, I was a little fucked up. So like, we were drinking backstage and shit, and I was shooting. And then I was supposed to buy a T6i. It literally just came out.
Yeah, the flip out screen.
And I bought the T6, and when I got the camera, they had no flip out screen, and I was like, fuck, bro. And the autofocus was trash. But all the work you see right now that I have on Instagram, or like just in general, like,
that's a T6.
Yeah, bro.
Whoa, the Canon's T6. Rebel series got busy, bro. Like the color profiles.
The color science is different on Canon.
Bro. It's no joke.
So you still rock with that right now?
Yeah, man.
That's your main?
Battery pack is just beat up. Like, I think the only difference now is like I use like adapters, so I'll use like my film glass. Like
That's
use like
the shit that gives it character, man.
Bro. It does, but the only problem with using my adapters is that it's a crop sensor. So it's like my 35 turns into a 50. So it's like it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I'll still get nice colors and sharper, no contrast, all that.
What's your favorite lens to use?
My favorite, 35.
35.
I think I fell in love with the 35 just because it gives me that. I have more control. Like, even though it's a wide lens, you can still do so much with a 35 millimeter. Yeah. Like, especially like, I love portraits. But at the same time, I can get a portrait and still kind of get a landscape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, and I can shoot horizontal, vertical, no matter what, and it's like it still just comes out nice. And then 35 just reminds me. It reminds me of I don't know, like a movie, like cinematic, and that's always been my drive from when I shoot. Is just, I want it to look as cinematic as possible. Right. Even when it's not cinematic, but at the same time, I get that frame, you know. And I get the perfect frame. I get the person. I get whatever's in the background. Whatever.
Yeah, it's not like too distorted. Like with a wider, like the 24 is fire too, but you can get some distortion and shit like that.
For real, man. I mean, every time I steal my friend's 35 all the time. We used to shoot together. My boy James. Shout out to my man James. Like every time we shot together, I was like, "Yo, can I use 35?" Because he used to have like the expensive John, like. It's like $1,500.
That's this guy right here, man.
Oh, man, it's crazy, man.
He got some fire lenses. He got a fire 35. The 35 is beautiful.
35
is I feel like that's like if you were, I don't know, it's tough though. If you were limited to one lens, I would probably go with that.
35. Yeah, that's a good focal length.
Right. Like, and people usually go people are okay with the 50.
Yeah, nifty 50.
50 is my favorite focal length.
It's the nifty 50, you know, like, and you get like, you know. Get a pretty wide aperture in that joint, you know. You get some really sharp bokeh, like the sharp images, everything.
I like how it's like to me it's like the perfect in between, because I feel like generally, you know, 85 is looked at as like the real portrait, because portrait lens you get the nice bokeh and everything like that, and then anything under that, I say like if you go 35 like you said, 35 is also a nice in between, because I feel like it goes like 24, 35, 50. 85 and then everything else. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. So I think 50 and 35 are like the perfect in betweens to me.
No, seriously, most film cameras either came in 35 millimeter or it came with a 50. So I think my Yashica it didn't come with a 35. It came with a 50.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more equivalent to like a 45, like 40 something, like 48 or so.
Right.
Yeah. But at the same time, like it's just still nice, man.
Yeah.
I have a question for both of y'all. How do y'all feel about zoom lenses?
I don't oppose, man. I don't oppose the zoom lenses at all. I have one of my favorite ones. I think it's a 70 to 300. I took a lot of good portraits with that.
Yeah, I bet.
And usually, you don't really shoot portraits like with a zoom lens. Really, a lot of people use it for like video work.
Yeah,
but I took some crazy ass photos.
You use flash with that though?
No.
So it's just natural lighting?
Just natural light. I've
outdoors
never used flash in most of my photos, to be honest. But I've just never really been crazy about flash. I think I just started recently using flash.
Okay.
Like
I like flash. Depends on the circumstances.
Some studio shoots, most studio shoots, I use flash because sometimes the weather just isn't your best friend. So like sometimes that sunlight is just not hitting. Yeah. Or you get these kind of days and it's just like, all right, like we need some beauty in here.
Yeah. I see.
So you gotta brighten it up. You know, I got light box. I got some lights that my cousin gave me. Studios always got stuff. You know? I don't even use them the right way sometimes.
But
I just like natural light.
Right. When you use a zoom lens though, if you're zooming in too much, wouldn't it like what was the circuit, like how are you shooting, like where was it, indoors or something like that? Because I feel like wouldn't it get
most
really
of the time
dark,
I shoot,
I mean it could get
really
dark,
it gets really dark. I think
like,
once you break out of like 70, your my f-stop would literally, I can't go below 5.6.
Yeah, exactly. It goes from like 3.5 usually to like 5.6 once you get on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll be honest with you though, I don't mind that. Like
me neither.
It depends on like the setting, like you mentioned before. Like if there's enough light in there, you can just crank up the you know what I mean, the ISO a little bit. And I feel like there's usually a little bit of give that you can take if your photo's like a little bit under or a little bit over, you'll be alright. Like if you have your shit at like 5.6 and you're outdoors, like you're good. You're gonna get
outdoors for sure.
You're gonna get like some.
You're gonna get something
depth of field there too, and it's not gonna be super crazy, but you'll get something. You know what I mean? Because I guess that's the benefit of having a zoom lens. It's compressing the space, so it'll make whatever look. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you said that, man. Because it's like now I'm thinking about it. Like I've had like so many times where like I'm shooting in the studio trying to use the 70, and I'm just like, I want to like throw it against the wall because it's like not, the images are coming out too dark.
Yeah.
So like.
That's where a flash would probably come in handy.
Exactly. Yeah. Or sometimes I'll bounce some light around.
Okay,
you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just really just natural. I try to shoot outdoors, but sometimes I don't know why
the elements don't
want
to work with.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Especially being over here in New York, man. That shit doesn't.
Bro.
You gotta be.
It was just spring yesterday.
Right, literally, man. So did you take classes for like any like photography or shit like that?
I took like one digital photography class last semester, a couple of semesters ago.
Otherwise just self-taught, just doing it.
I self-taught, bro.
I
just picked up a camera and just like my mom like always took pictures of me and my brother like since I could remember. Like she's been taking she got so many pictures of us, man. It's crazy. Like,
did she teach you anything?
I don't even think so, really.
Wow.
I think most of the time I just really just picked up the camera and you just press the button. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I had this one experience. A friend of mine, I was in Florida, and the family she's staying with, their son, he's like 4 or 5 years old. I gave him my camera, bro, and I was just like, you just press the button. It's like it moves by itself. You hear the beep and you click. You're taking really good pictures. And I was like, that's crazy. Like that's usually how it happens with a lot of people.
Right. You just have something but like how was he like looking through his shit or just randomly clicking?
He was randomly clicking, like they don't know what they're looking at, but at the same time like there are some images and I'm just like how the heck did you do that?
That's cool.
I told him
that's like a cool experiment to do low key.
For real.
Yo, have you done any like like lookbooks or like I don't know, zines or any like printed work?
No, I want to though. Like this year I felt like I took a lot of time freelancing. Now, a lot of people usually freelance for a few years and they kind of jump into what they want. And I was always told that like I needed a niche and this and that, but I couldn't really find my niche. I guess my niche was really, I like the way people feel when I take pictures. Like I like how we doing this with a podcast and having conversation. When I shoot with people, that's just how it is. Like I like to make people feel good. I like to just I like to just shoot. I like to work. Like I feel like that's really my niche, is just really just bringing people together and just kind of like, putting out just dope work. I just want to make art, man. I don't care about anything. People want to take portraits and do this and that, but I want to do everything. I want to do whatever I can. Like I don't limit myself. I don't like kind of put myself in a box.
Even
like a rebel.
Like historically, like talented, like well-established photographers that have what they was known for, but then they have like the things that
they have a niche.
They had their other things. Like for example, there's one dude who used to take a lot of like pictures for like Vogue and stuff like that, named Richard Avedon. Like he took pictures of Marilyn Manson and a bunch of celebrities. Wow. Great work. But then he has like these series where he takes pictures of like. Yeah, this one in particular, he took pictures of like freaks, almost like circus freaks. Yeah, this one where he took this picture of this dude covered in bees. It's like this black and white photo. It's actually like really famous. You might have seen him before. These are things that he also did on the side of just taking pictures of celebrities and all that other stuff. So I like the idea of maybe having a specialty, but you should never, like you said, never limit yourself to just doing one thing, because that's lame. And if anybody tries to tell you that, it's like you're just trying to limit.
I feel like, I guess like my specialty is just, I like to adventure. So like when I travel places, I like to take pictures of my surroundings. So what I see is what you see. But at the same time, it's going to have my perspective on why I chose the subject. Like I remember when I got back into photography, it wasn't until like I was like 20 years old. So it wasn't even like 6 years ago. I moved to Vegas/California with my sister. And I bought her like a new phone. So one of the Samsungs, one of those shit, like I think they blew up and they got like recalled or some shit.
Oh, they started exploding.
Yeah, they started exploding, bro. This shit's crazy. I got banned from my flight, so I couldn't even take it on. I think I had to buy a new phone.
Them?
Yeah, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
I'm crying.
I was just taking pictures. I was driving to Oakland with my nephew, homeboy, and I just took pictures like Bakersfield. Like in California, like all that, just farms, bro, for miles. But then like the hills start rolling, and like they're like, it just looks like a different world, bro. Yeah, it was just so crazy. And then I just started taking pictures with my phone. I moved back to New York, and I was doing just like street photography, taking pictures of flowers and shit. And then I took my mom's old camera that she just never used. It was like a T3i.
Okay, or
but the little prongs didn't work on the lens. I think one of them was all the way pressed down, and I couldn't do anything, bro. Yeah. So it was broken, but I went around and I just started shooting like just what I thought was pretty. But it got me off my ass, and it got me to really just go places in my town I never really been to. Right. Like just, going into the woods, places I like to go. Like I like to adventure, and then I was just taking pictures of everything. And a lot of my pictures were just flowers when I first started, bro. It was the craziest thing ever, just flowers and roads. But like in a way where it was like always had a composition to where it looked, had that ratio of like a film. Right. Which is how that's how I see my life, I guess. Like when I really look out the window, or when I'm in the car, you're looking out the window, you just
see like a scene or something.
I just think of it like a movie. Like I don't know, it's strange.
Have you put out any like video work or like I don't know,
I put out like two like student films. They're not on my page right now. I took a lot of stuff off my page because this year I got so much planned, dude. I got so much going on. Like, I just know shit's gonna change, and I want people to see this part of me. Like, I'm old school. I'm old soul. It's weird. I feel like a 6-year-old man in a 26-year-old body, but at the same time, like, I want to start utilizing my time online to actually just post the things that I want people to see, for sure. I don't want nobody to like sleep. Like, I want people to wake the fuck up.
I see. Right.
For real. But there's some stuff coming out. I did a short like a silent doc on my town. I'll send you a link to that shit later. But it was just garbage all over the place. There's been this specific spot on the street where it's like a dump. People just been dumping shit there forever.
Oh nah, yeah.
Forever, bro. Since I can remember. So I did like something like just like an awareness for people, like a PSA. Yeah. That was cool. I did that all shot. I was all shot on my iPhone, actually. I did it all on my iPhone. And like my friend's drone. We got one shot in the drone. Nice. And then I shot a horror film that went horribly bad. It was so bad, but it was shot really well. And shout out to my girl Vic, because she did her thing on that too, for real.
Nice.
I got some stuff coming out. I write a lot, so I got some scripts in the bag.
Okay.
But cool. Other than that, No, I'm working.
So do you like you mentioned a few names, but like when you come up with like things like that, you have like a go-to type team, or you just kind of like?
I don't really got a team. I just know so many people, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And I really got that from my pops. Like, he just know, man, we couldn't go on vacation without him running into somebody that he knew. Like, and y'all put that on my mom, put it on everything. Like, every time we go somewhere, and I guarantee you, if I go down south to see my dad right now, he's gonna run into somebody like he knows. Like, that showed me since I was little the power of knowing people, and like he holds so many people down. Yeah. And then like they return the favor, you know. Word. And that's just how the world works. Like, that's just how it is, especially in film, especially as a photographer. A lot of the times it's really just knowing people. You know, sometimes people ask me, "Oh, how'd you shoot with ski mask and how'd you get to that show?" I knew people. All I did, I was managing a friend of mine, and I asked homeboy like, "Hey, you know any venues I can shoot at?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I got some stuff for you." He's like, "Matter of fact, you want to come to South by Southwest?" I was like, okay. Gave him bread, and then we went down to Texas, you know? Nice. So, like, that's I knew him, and we developed a relationship, and then that's just how it is. So, It's just crazy, man. The power of knowing people.
Yeah.
A lot of the gigs and a lot of the things that I've done, I've just done it because I know people. My uncle, photographer, he lives in Mexico. He's like, how do you get so many of these beautiful people, like these portraits? I was like, they're my friends. Like, I just shoot with my friends. Nice. That's just how it is. That's really just how it started, and now it's like, I do want to venture out and shoot outside of just the circle because after a while it's fun, but I got too comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like in the past couple of years I've just been too comfortable with the pandemic, especially. It's like you needed to you couldn't see nobody,
right? So
you kind of had to reevaluate, and during that time I got to reevaluate and be like, I gotta put myself in an uncomfortable position because I want something new.
Right. Yeah.
And like, that's what time I'm on right now. Pretty much. I'm trying to feel uncomfortable, bro.
That's what it takes, right? Though, like, in order to like, I don't know,
grow.
Make changes. Yeah, grow. Seriously. You have to be uncomfortable. I feel like there's a quote or some shit like that I'm blanking on, like a really like specifically with those words, but yeah. What about that Kid Super thing? Like, how was that? Is that the first time you PA'd?
Nah, PA done that little type of shoot. I PA'd on some other small stuff, like small music videos, you know, like guns in your face videos, like little stuff.
Yeah.
Like nothing crazy.
Guns in your face videos?
Yeah, like, you know, like not like the hood shit, just like it's crazy. Just little shit.
Is it like a real term that people use? Like
I don't even know,
I'm about
bro.
to say, like guns in your face.
I just, man, when I'm on YouTube and I watch the videos, man, the comments be having me died because people just be like, yo, shout out to the cameraman because he got all these lasers, he's dodging bullets. But this is like ages ago, like this is a minute ago, man. And then like I got into like more of my scene, like I started getting into like all the underground shit. So you know, such Hollow Water Boys and like Suicide Boys and X and all that. You know what I'm saying? So just everything, man. But the Kid Super, I think, was technically like the first short film.
Okay.
But there's more to come, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I work at a studio now, so we do like commercials and tabletop stuff right now. So keep me busy, put money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I meet more people, and now we want to do other shit. So
you said you work at a studio?
Yeah, Shram. It's like Rockland County, so it's like a little far from here.
Rockland County.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, that is pretty deep.
It's pretty deep. But it's close to me. It's literally like 18-minute drive.
Okay.
Okay. What is your role there?
I'm a PA.
Oh, okay.
So I PA there. It's light, like it's PA shit. If anybody's a PA, they know what the fuck. They know what it is, bro. Even just on set, like sometimes when you work, I do like working in a commercial environment because there's more stability, and you don't have to deal with people kind of just shitting on you all the time. It's more of like it's more respect. Everybody says thank you. You know what I'm saying? You get fed. You can bring food home. You know, now I get paid. I'm not just an intern anymore. So it's like. You know, it's nice, and I get to work with people. A lot of them are my friends, so you know, it's fun.
Nice. How long you been there now, then?
Shit, I've been there not even like a few weeks, bro. They hired me in December after my internship.
Nice.
How long would you intern for, though?
Shit, I did it late October to December.
All right,
I was supposed to do it September to like November or something. My teachers, I don't know how. Yeah, Miss Evans.
Hey.
I don't know how she finessed it, but. She got me in, so and that put me in a spot where like I can actually, I've been working crazy like the past 3 weeks, bro, like nonstop.
What kind of work do they do at that studio? Like what is it?
Like tabletop work. So like like Papa John's commercial stuff.
Yeah.
Just like Hardee's. Who knows? I mean,
Hardee's, word.
That dude got so much on his belt, bro.
What's Hardee's?
Hardee's is like Carl's Jr., right?
Yeah, it's down south. Yeah.
So yeah, they doing business with people like in New
outside
York.
of New York. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I don't even think. I think Papa John's is originally in like New Jersey or something.
Okay.
So like that's why they work so much with them. They do so much, man. And now like we got like this cool ass screen. You know, like I don't even know what they call them yet. Like it's like it's a LED screen, and like you can like instead of a green screen, they have all these like the LED screens, and like you can like put up an image.
Oh, they can cast it across all of them.
Yo, it's crazy. Like the Mandalorian, they use that technology all the time.
Oh yeah, I actually did hear about that.
Dude, I don't even know how much bread he dropped in it.
Also, like crazy. Instead of them being in a huge green like set or whatever, it's just a screen.
It's just a screen. Cool. Now they have an IT guy now that that's running like I think this Unreal.
Yep. That they use that type of shit. Yeah, bro.
So it's like you're pretty much rendering a video game.
Right.
Technically, it's a video game because that's exactly what it is. Because you're using a gaming engine, and then like you project this image, and like the background is what it is.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, that's just really crazy.
A fact.
Shout out.
They changed the game. And it's crazy. I kept telling people, I was like, gaming is going to be, all this software is going to leak right into the film industry, bro.
Yep. Yep. Especially and even with architecture, too. Like, it's crazy how many uses you can get out of these things, bro.
Dude, just lighting in general. Like,
yeah.
The type of lighting you even get and, like, the ray tracing software that you can get in Unreal is wild, dude.
My professor was telling me that, because I went to like a film school for a little bit, and he was telling me that just within the industry, he's noticed how people are using Unreal for pre-visualization for films, for television, for things of that nature, which is like, that's like taking storyboarding to like a completely different level. You know what I mean?
It's so wild, man. I love seeing it. Every time I'm at work, man, sometimes I'll like, well, there's nothing to do, and just dying, some downtime. I just stop and stare at it, man.
Nice.
It's so crazy. Like, it's just unbelievable. And everybody's like, they're way older than me. Like, they got at least 30, 40 years on me.
Wow.
So it's like, working with people that age, man, I've always told people, and a friend of mine also said the same thing to me, because we hoop a lot. So we hoop with like people that are like, 10, 20 years older than us. But when you play with people that are older than you, you learn so much from playing with people that are older than you because they're wiser than you. Yeah. So when you work with people that are older than you, you learn so much things way quicker than you'll learn from people that are your age, because somebody your age is still trying to figure out the things you're trying to figure out. They may know a few more things than you, but other than that, they're still clueless.
Yeah.
You're with somebody older than you. Let's say like a DP, in comparison to 26 and a DP at 46. This is why most people that win these Oscars and these Emmys and stuff, they're old.
Yep.
Because they just have more experience, and it takes a lot of experience to get that level of performance, which I didn't realize. I'm sitting here like, I want an Oscar. I want these awards. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's for stills or a director or a DP, whatever. But at the same time, like, you don't really understand how much work and how long it really takes to get to that spot. Mm-hmm. And like I'm realizing that a lot of people my age and even younger, we're shooting these music videos, and like they're shooting with people like that are well known, like artists that we listen to every day, that we're bumping every day. But then at the same time, like that's nothing compared to what's gonna happen in the next 10, 20 years when you keep working. Like there's so much more, and the film industry it's a different ball game, man.
You
like
saying
Hollywood's
that?
Crazy, indie's crazy. Like,
yeah, like you saying that kind of reminds me of like a quote that I remember somebody said about Kobe. I think Kobe actually has said it. Kobe, when he was younger, was like a lot flashier.
Oh yeah.
Number eight was flashy, but then as time went on, Kobe got less flashy, but he kind of got better, if that makes any sense. And when asked why, he kind of figured out, it was like, after a while, I realized that instead of having to do A, B, and C in order to get to D, I could just jump from A to D in a way that's a little bit more efficient. That comes as a result of learning that I don't have to do this, that, and the third in order to get here. You know what I mean?
And that's what's called the Mamba mentality, man.
Mamba mentality. And it's just experience, man. Like, experience is like one of those things where it's like, I don't care what you went to school for or whatever. Like, I don't think anything could match hands-on experience.
Nah.
Or at least, like, even if it's not actively yours, the I guess the knowledge passed on to somebody else by somebody who's had the experience, so you don't even have to go through all of the steps. Like, that shit is like unmatched, completely unmatched.
It's even a guy that I work with, the AD, he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, can I ask you a question?" I thought I was in trouble, man. I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, I was like, "Go ahead." And he was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "Really?" I was like, "I'm 26." And he was just like, "I knew everybody thought you were like younger." He's like, "You seem so like mature, like you seem way older than what you look." And I was like, "Appreciate it. Like, I appreciate you, but like a lot of people, like, you know, they're not gonna look at you and see what your background is. Like, I've been through so much shit, bro, and I've seen a lot of shit to the point where my experience made me who I am." Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, like, I'm not better than anybody, but at the same time, I may know a little more than people. And that's why I'm humble, because some people, like, they get crazy and whatever, your head gets big. But at the same time, when you've been in certain positions, you just kind of like look at things differently. Like, you can't really act a certain way. You can't, you know, turn people down. You know, when it comes to like giving advice, like, I just know if somebody's is down bad, I know what to say because I've been in that position, right. And that's what experience does. And I feel like even now as a photographer, like, me jumping into the film industry now, like, it's a challenge, bro. Like, I had to sacrifice a full-time job for this shit, so I'm down bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. A lot of us are broke as fuck. Like, it's hard as hell. You know, we have these expectations that we're gonna fucking work with, you know, Tarantino and shit like that, but the reality of that is very, very slim. It's possible, but it's still very small. But at the same, so a lot of that time, really just gotta kind of revert that, look back, and just humble yourself and just keep experiencing things, keep learning. Right. I always learn something every day. There's not a single day I don't go without learning something. Like, you're mentioning photographer that I never heard of in my life. I just learned something. So now when I go home, I'm chilling. I'm gonna look and see who that is and see what their work was like and this and that, whatever. Like, all the cameras you got. You know, I don't have a lot of these cameras, but I know one. Like, I may like one of them and pick one up. It might be my favorite camera ever. Like, as experience.
Right. Yep.
That's how it is.
Yo, you mentioned Tarantino. Who was your favorite director?
Tarantino.
Yeah, shout out to Tarantino.
Yeah, man. Tarantino. And it's crazy because people, like, one of my professors can't stand him, but for me personally, he's my favorite. And I love Martin Scorsese. There's nothing wrong with Martin Scorsese.
There's nothing wrong with Martin Scorsese.
Nothing wrong with Martin Scorsese. But Tarantino is my personal favorite for the way that he approaches his filmmaking. For me, he's a person that just does not give a fuck. Like, I've always seen myself, and I've always called myself a rebel. That's just how I am. I'm a black sheep, bro. Like, I do whatever the fuck I want. You can't tell me shit. Like, the way I approach the photography, the way I approach, you know, my style of doing things is my way. So I don't do things similar to other people. You know, it may be similar to other people. I may take inspiration, but at the same time, it's like, all right, like, I'm inspired, but I want to do my own way. So, like, that's just how it is. And he's like living proof of that. There's so many directors that take so much from other directors, you know, back in the past, and he did. You know, his style is reflective of how he grew up. He grew up in the 50s, you know, in the 60s, that era where it was like, you know, that was primetime television, primetime filmmaking. You know, you had Scorsese's and you had, you know, all these older guys that were making the new wave in America.
Yep. Yeah.
It was just crazy. So all that stuff stuck with him, like all his references to all the filmmaking and all these directors, all the TV shows like Bonanza and like you see this all his film, all the westerns. Like it's crazy. Dude, I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by myself. Yeah. It was a 3-hour movie. I sat through the whole thing, bro. I enjoyed it like a little kid. Like that's how much like I love him. Like I got like all his films on DVD. I honestly keep it a buck, bro. It's Django. No, for real, bro. Like, that's somebody asked me that a couple weeks ago, and you know, most people's answer is gonna be Pulp Fiction, and you know, Jackie Brown's definitely like I think it might be a tie with Django and Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown was crazy. Like the story was wicked. Like the soundtrack, bro. The soundtrack was one of the best soundtracks in film I've ever.
And that's saying something because all of his soundtracks are like really good. Like,
you know why? Because his writing process is music first. And like for me, my whole world started with music. I was in music first, and then music got me into photography and video. And then from that, I kind of just stuck with it. Left the music alone because the music industry is grimy and people don't really understand that shit. But it really is. It's some grimy ass shit. Like, so once I left that shit, whatever. But when I write, a lot of my inspiration, or for any movie, film, or anything, like even still shoots, is music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got playlists that I listen to specifically for ideas. I go on my Pinterest sometimes. I listen to music and I'm trying to see.
Shout out Pinterest.
That's a fact. Shout out Pinterest because I got so many mood boards. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I plot shit that I never shoot. Sometimes I just pre-plan. But like I said, like this year I'm at the point where it's like it's focus mode. You know.
Mm-hmm. You asked what's his favorite director. What's your favorite?
What's your favorite director, bro?
Who's your favorite?
I'd probably say Scorsese.
Scorsese.
And that's reasonable, man. He got
yeah.
He's top.
Wolf of Wall Street. Goodfellas probably number one.
Even just Raging Bull was crazy.
Raging Bull is one of my top 5 favorite movies ever. It's beautiful. Just a beautiful.
And then it's
film.
shot black and white, which makes it even better.
Everything is it's like so much more vivid, if that makes any sense.
See Mean Streets?
Hell
yeah.
Mean Streets is another one.
This guy's a mook. What's a mook? What's that? You don't call me a mook.
Also, who's yours?
Wong Kar-wai, Asian dude, really beautiful movie.
I never even heard that name, bro.
He makes like some really cool artsy stuff. Like it's really like I feel like that shit's very niche-y, but like the stories are very like loose. There's not much plot to them, but it's just like I don't know. He manages to just create a vibe that I just love. Like it's like it's not even. I'm pretty sure it's not even an accurate representation of like the time periods and the locations that they take place in, but the way that he just manages to capture it, I just love it. So that's my favorite. But other than that, if I had to choose somebody else, it might be like Wes Anderson.
I love his composition, bro.
Beautiful. His
like, composition's out of this world.
Yeah, man.
Just,
the way he approaches his images, bro, is
like I heard he knows exactly how he wants everything shot. Like before, like his like pre-visualization is on 10. Like he has all the things like drawn out, and you know what I mean, which is like madness. I don't know how anybody even in a less like strict kind of palette than his. Right. It's hard to kind of make sure that you know exactly what you want. But for somebody as specific and particular as his, he knows exactly how he wants everything to look. That's just mind-boggling.
That's just so much work. Like,
yeah.
I feel like people like who haven't actually tried, like, we tried to do like a very small web series.
Forget about it.
And man, we underestimated how essential it is to be that prepared.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be that prepared too. Because it's a lot of work. But it's like crazy because it's hard to be that prepared, but it's also hard to not be prepared. Because I've been watching a lot of like Curb, and it's crazy how Larry David's, like for Curb specifically, is very loose, and most of it is improv. Like
I still never really watched that show like in its entirety.
In its entirety, me neither.
I feel like you don't really have to though.
Yeah,
it's like
it's not like a really like episodic. It's like every episode's its own thing.
It's different.
It's that I like you said though. Like I feel like
that's crazy in itself.
You can see, like you look at like Seinfeld, and then you look at that same creative mind, but very different.
Yeah, like I was watching a video and like they literally have their scripts are like 1 or 2 pages because it's basically just a point A and a point B, and then in between is just like the actors, but they're working with elite actors too. So
right.
Like, they know how to do that, but it's like still, it's such a, like, that sounds so fun to do, but it sounds so, like, you need experience. That's the way you do it.
And I feel like that's my process also, because it's like, every time I envision how I want things to get done, I already know how I want it to go. And even though I'll have a script, or even though I might have something to plan it, sometimes I might just ditch the whole plan that I even had and come up with something new, and then boom, like now I have a series of images that were just inspired by what I already wrote down. Sometimes that's just how it is. Like, and I've always been a big fan of improv, and that's why I like how sometimes like Tarantino works, and some of these actors, shout out to these actors, because like I was watching a Django video today, like I do every day, but it was like a bunch of stuff that you didn't know. Some shit I already knew, some stuff was new, like, but Leonardo DiCaprio, like, was improvising so much during filming that like people were walking out because they just needed it to just get done. And there's so many reshoots and so many delays, but it's because his improv is crazy, bro. Right. He's so good at what he does. Shout out to Leo, man.
In particular, that scene where he smacks the table and he starts bleeding and shit.
He just cut his hand open, bro.
And then he rubbed it on her face. He looks at it in the film. And, crazy, man. Yeah. Crazy.
And that's a director's decision, you know, like, even though it wasn't his blood that was on, you know, Kerry Washington's face, but when he cut his hand, they knew that they could add in, like, how can we make people really squeamish? Yeah. And he had her, like, he grabbed her by the face, like, but it was fake blood. It wasn't real. Yeah. But just because people know that he cut his hand actually on set, so doing the whole smear thing just made it more cringeworthy to watch. Yeah. Because you're just like, did he really just do that?
Right.
But he didn't do it. But they made a decision to be like, you know what? How about we just put like fake blood in his hand and just let's up it. That's the power. Yeah, it's crazy, man. The shit people do, man, to get some of these shots is crazy.
No, for real.
Oh man. I love it, man.
It's about that time, man. It's about that time.
So. No, man, it is.
We what we do is like two things. One, we're gonna ask you two questions. Uh-huh. The first one being, what piece of advice would you give to somebody who's doing what you do, who's earlier on in their journey than you, maybe just started out?
Man, don't be shy. I lost a lot of opportunities being shy, and I know sometimes being shy, it's not like. It's really an ego thing. It really is, because you know not many people. It's a personal thing. You're shy because you're not trying to engage with others, and like I lost so much work, bro, just being shy, just because I didn't just say hi to a person that I knew that would fuck with me if I talked to them. That's all it takes is just to develop a relationship. Sometimes even a no is fine. Like you just kind of just gotta take it. Like And for me, I just couldn't take that no when I was starting, and like now it's just like, you say no, like fuck it, like I'll get a friend. At one point I started shooting myself, like because I just couldn't find anybody to shoot with. So I started taking self portraits. Sometimes a no is fine. Like all right, I'll go do something else. So don't be shy. Right. Another thing. This might be I'm trying to see how I can put this. It's like, don't be shy.
Be blunt, man. Be blunt.
I know. I'm trying to like not say it crazy, but honestly, take more time to yourself. Don't worry about getting involved with a bunch of people and putting yourself in places and positions that make you feel uncomfortable. Like I felt like I always had to like be with somebody and go around and hang with a certain group of people or whatever when I was shooting and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, like, just go do your own thing. You know, like, go for a walk. Go drive somewhere. Find a new place that inspires you and do things that you want to do. Because you get caught up in just trying to do shit that everybody else wants you to do. And then people start putting, like, stuff in your head. And it just changes the way you work. And, like, it just kind of ruins everything. And when you're upcoming and you get caught into like the web of lies, I call it, with people just putting stuff in your head, then it deters you from your path and your goal from when you want to reach professional experience. You're kind of gonna get held back, or you're gonna get. For me, like it was like a fork in the road, and then it's like do your own thing, but do what other people tell you. When you do what people tell you, and sometimes there's no happiness there because you don't have no control. It's just you just did something that somebody kind of just pushed you along.
You're diminishing your creativity, your creative purity.
Do not do that.
Not diminish your creative purity.
Don't let anybody tell you. I don't care if it's your parents. I don't care if it's your teacher. Man, I listen to so many damn people, and then in the reality, should never listen to nobody, because I ended up getting a lot of these opportunities that I never thought I would ever get in my entire life, no matter how small or big they were. I never saw myself on stage with people that I saw that I listened to on a daily that ended up being big stars. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. I never see myself going to Texas on a damn bus either. So that experience, and as much as it was hell getting down there, the experience I had down there was amazing. It's one of the best times I had in my life. Like it was crazy. So like, and imagine I would have said no to that. Yeah. And it almost got to that, but I had people that supported me and they held it down, and I ended up going down there. And it's a lot of convincing, man. Yeah. But it worked out for real.
That's what's up. That's dope advice.
Second thing, it's not really a question, more so than just a thing that we do. Started with Drink Champs. They were like the first person people to do it.
Shout out Nori, man.
Yeah, and like we ask people to give flowers to something, a person, an industry, an object, anything that you think deserves recognition.
That deserve their flowers.
Yeah. If you need some time to think, I think my man over here, he's always ready.
Yeah, bro, it's funny because I feel like we said it last time. These, like, even me and him are always stumped because it's like, it's so, I feel like at this point we just got to start writing them down and go throughout the list because there's
so many people that deserve their flowers, man.
Yeah. All right, so, you know what, man? Just for the sake of what's in front of us, I'm gonna give my flowers to Bob Marley, man.
Nice.
Because the vibes that he provided, his movement.
Right.
You know, shout out to Rastafarians. But,
even when I came in here, it was just like the vibe was just set.
Yeah, man. Like it's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, for the things that he did for just music and people in general. He kind of broke those barriers. Like there were a lot of barriers. You know, being a black man and a Jamaican man, you know, the things that he was speaking about, especially like with the whole thing on Britain and Jamaica, like everybody, if you're from Jamaica, you know the whole British background. But at the same time, like, he was just a liberator, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't, man, it doesn't matter what color you were in, Bob Marley was in somebody's house. The things that he did, his music was universal. It wasn't just for black people and that, the liberation for that, you know, for black people too. It was just, it was human liberation. It was just, it was liberation to actually be free and just be human and just kind of vibe. It was love, positivity, peace. Facts. Like, nah, he definitely deserves his flowers for sure. Because I don't think people really talk about him much. And it's crazy. I think it's because, you know, as the older we get in this generation, like, it's kind of like nobody really knows Bob Marley. You're going to ask a 5-year-old if they know Bob Marley. They might know Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because he's a pop star.
Right.
His face is all over the place, but you don't really see that with Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
You know, he got mad kids.
A lot. And then his line goes further down with grandchildren and nephews and it's crazy. Nieces, whatever, bro.
If I had to give my flowers to anything, I'm going to give my flowers to the writers of Mad Men because that show was really good. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's a good-ass show, man.
Great show. Like, talk about writing on a show, being, like, damn near perfection. That's one of them.
Yeah. Matter of fact, man, I'm going to give my flowers to Busta, man. Shout out
Busta
Busta Rhymes, bro. I feel like that's literally one of my favorite rappers ever, bro. He's top 5. Like, he's in my list. He's not coming off that list.
But we had somebody here
give
a hot take.
Just talking about
a hot take about that.
Nah, bro. Busta is he's in a Mount Rushmore, bro, and people are not gonna give him respect and give him his flowers, but give him his flowers because that man did a lot for the culture.
Yeah,
he changed the game.
Yeah, he did.
If it wasn't for Busta, nobody would have stepped their bars up. Nobody would have stepped their swag up. None of that, man.
Yeah. Videos.
Right. Like the things that he did was out of this world.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure to have you, bro.
I think that's a...
Appreciate y'all.
That's a wrap on
I haven't done this ever, really? I don't think so. I've been wanting to do podcasts for a minute, but...
Yeah. We got to set up a shoot, too.
Yeah. Shit. I got a place. Shout out my boy David, you know. I could do that. I can set up some shit up with him, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice place in Brooklyn. It's nice, bro.
Let's get it,
That's another place in
the
Lower East Side, which is dope.
Yeah. Okay, word.
Which is my spot. I'm there all the time, eating Chinese food.
Elias?
Hey, Elias. Shout out to Elias. You feel me?
Chinatown's my...
Shit, man.
To skate there is nice. Just to chill, walk, whatever. It's chill.
Yeah. Yo, but make sure to subscribe on the YouTube or if you're listening on Spotify, follow and check out Ezekiel's page. What's your IG? Bro?
EzekielJeremiah X on Instagram, man.
There we go.
Yo, bro, it was a pleasure, bro. Appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All the way out here.
Of course, man. It's only a 50-minute drive, man. Slight.
Another episode.
It's light.
Just like that. We off this.
Watch that Super Bowl, yo.
I forgot that was today.
Shit, that's what's violent, man.